what sticks out the most about the current job situation here in the Philippines?
So I guess, well, we're speaking about a very fastly developing market, right? We're speaking about a market with a lot of foreign investment, a market that stands out in the last years for a lot of multinational companies building up their shared services centers and hubs here. Because of different reasons, the Philippines has become one of the favorite markets in the world for doing this. And as a result, this builds up for a cocktail, let's say, of a situation where you see a lot of demand for highly specialized talent. While in some areas, especially where Robert Walters focuses, which is middle management and executive talent, there is a big shortage. So we see a market where demand outgrows supply, and this builds for a very interesting situation.
Demand outgrows supply? Demand for
work, for
For
a
hiring.
managerial and executive positions.
That's correct. That's correct.
Demand outstrips supply. Sorry,
Yes.
I can't believe it, because I mean this is a country of 110 million people. How can there be more demand than
Yeah.
there is supply?
Did everyone really leave the country? What does your research say?
So I have to say that Robert Walters, again, is a specialist recruitment firm, right? So this means we focus on hiring professionals from management up to executive level.
Yes, correct.
Right? So when we're speaking about this type of professionals, we're speaking about profiles with very high level of expertise in specific hard skills, as well as specific soft skills. So exposure towards P&L management, people management, stakeholder management in general, together with the hard skills of the given specialization, may it be finance, technology, sales, marketing, etc. So when it comes to these segments of the employee population, let's say, we see this situation oftentimes where employees with a strong profile can choose the job they're going to take because they can see themselves managing several offers at the same time.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
And is it maybe also because what Sean pointed out, there's brain drain. There's always been brain drain, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So the skilled workers end up leaving for
Yeah, yeah.
better pay overseas.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
have they gone and said, you know what, I'm just going to put up my own business? Which is it?
I think we see a little bit of everything. Of course, the Philippines is a country. I mean, is one of the countries in the world that exports the largest amounts of talent, right? But I think also it's fair to say that this makes it as a very interesting workforce. We have a program in Robert Walters called Balikbayan. So this is a campaign by which we get in touch with Filipinos residing overseas, middle management up to executive level. And we basically get in touch with them to understand their situation, to understand their drivers, their motivations, what will be the right job for them to get back home. And we're seeing an increase in these returning profiles, returning Filipinos. So I guess people are leaving, but people are coming back as well. And I think the market is getting more interesting. So I think we can be optimistic as well.
Plus, too, the cost of living in other countries is just like getting higher and higher. But based on your studies, what are employees looking for in companies for them to be able to stay?
Yeah. So we ran our salary survey, which just as a way of introduction is a product we build and launch every year in all the geographies we work in, which is more than 30 across the world, every year on an annual basis, right? So we handle a lot of data from clients and candidates we meet with on a daily basis, right? And what we do is we build benchmarks and we build a report where we share the overall sentiments and drivers of both employees and employers, right? And we released this in the market. We released this very recently this year. And it says that employees at this level, middle management executive roles, their preferences for when it comes to choosing a job are first a competitive package, including very attractive bonuses. So at this level, I think people are willing to go the extra mile and have an ambitious career path ahead of themselves, which means if I'm able to hit my targets, I'm going to be well rewarded. Then we were speaking about private healthcare.
Benefits, yeah.
Benefits that are not just monetary, but private healthcare becomes a very important benefit. We're speaking about work setup as well. And we're speaking about training. We're speaking about learning and development.
Alejandro, you said your Balikbayan program has been successful. What do you tell these Filipinos abroad to make them come back? What is the single biggest factor that makes them come back? Is it the money? Plus, coming back home, being with family.
Yeah. So we conducted a short survey as well among our Balikbayan community of candidates, right? The main reasons were for these people to come back to the Philippines were very feeling driven. The main reasons were taking care of family, aging parents, etc. One. Two, feeling a very strong connection to the Philippines, missing home. I guess the latest years have been a little bit different, so perhaps these feelings have been exacerbated somehow.
So emotional, very
Right.
emotional
Very much.
reasons.
Very much. Of course, then after this, there are other reasons, such as feeling that you can really give back to your
Make
country.
a difference here.
Yeah, after everything you've learned abroad, right? All the exposure, you can really bring a very positive feedback to the market. And also the fact that the market is changing and is growing, and this is interesting also, right?